Welcome to another CheapWineFinder.com podcast for a wine we wrote up on the CheapWineFinder.com website for the holiday season. I know these things go out there forever, but we're in the middle of December 2022. And we're going a little bit upscale here, but not really too much upscale. But this is affordable luxury. This is a nice find on my part. Pat myself on the back. It's the Lindquist family Bien Nacido Chardonnay 2020. Bien Nacido is in the Santa Maria AVA, which is part of Santa Barbara. It's on the northern part of Santa Barbara, which is 100 miles north of Los Angeles. Bien Nacido has been said that it's one of the 5 best vineyards in California. This is a single vineyard wine. Actually, it's a single lot of the single vineyard. It's Block L. It was planted in 1973, which is the year this vineyard was planted. Big vineyards, commercial vineyards they're always when the vines are no longer at their peak, they pull them out and they're adding new ones. So they're always doing that, but this one hasn't happened. This is one of the originals. I'm gonna take a sip of this wine. Yeah. The winemaker is Bob Lindquist. He's one of the original Rhone Rangers. That's a group of Central Coast winemakers who decided to make their wines in the style of the Rhone Valley. They do a lot of Syrah and Grenache and those kind of things, but this is a Chardonnay, and he says he's been making Chardonnay since 1982. And he learned how to make Chardonnay in the Burgundian style. Burgundy is the home of both Pinot Noir and Chardonnay. And they have both Pinot Noirs and Chardonnays there that will sell for $6,000 a bottle. It is, out of my price range, but there you go. But he is making these wines to those specifications like he's always done it since 1982. He's recently celebrated his 40th year in winemaking, and he used to be the owner and winemaker of Coupé, which is a serious high-end winery. Lindquist family is what they're doing now, and Bien Nacido, like I said, is one of the greatest vineyards in California. It's a single block of a great vineyard. The wine lists for $30, but I found it on sale for $17, which is, affordable luxury. Now I'm going to go into how they made it because it's important. They actually went as far, and he said he's always been doing it. They got a cooperage. Cooperage makes barrels. They got a cooperage from Burgundy, one of the best cooperages in Burgundy to make their barrels. So this is elite barrels made for a certain taste, made for a wine in the Burgundian style. They handpick the grapes. That's how you do it in Bien Nacido. They whole clustered. When they do whole cluster pressings, that's the stems, the twigs, everything. They all put that in there. They barrel fermented. It was fermented in the barrel. No stainless steel tanks here, in the barrel, old school style. And then they aged it for 9 months, 25% in brand new oak barrels, 25% in barrels that have been used once, 25% in barrels that have been used twice, and 25% in barrels that had given up all their oak. They've been used so often. And they use that just because it gives a different flavor, gives different textures in barrels than stainless steel or whatever else you're going to use. There's a reason why you use neutral oak. Full malolactic. Malolactic happens in red wine all the time. The acid inside grapes is always tart. But when you're going to have a rounded wine or wine that has oak, you want to have an acid in there that better pairs with the oak flavors. So malolactic, lactic is lactose. It gives that rounded, milky fruit rather than citrus acid to it. I'm going to take another sip because this is an interesting wine. This is not a wine. A lot of these in the value price, there's a lot of brand wines. Not bad thing, because brand wines bring quality and a low price at the same time, but you're not getting the handmade feel, the bespoke kind of wine here. And a lot of times they're made to a focus group, what's currently going to sell. Because if you have to make a lot of wine to keep the price down, you got to make sure it's going to sell. And this isn't. This is what these grapes did in 2020 when the vintage was. And next year when you have some of this, is going to taste like what the grapes were in 2021. This wine is more like a $60 wine than a $15 wine. It has all the accoutrements of expensive wine. It's got it's got a great winemaker with a great history. It's got a fabulous vineyard with a single lot. I mean, it's not, sometimes it's estate wines are 14 vineyards. This is one small section of the section is from the original plantings. Barrels from Burgundy. I mean, this is pretty cool. I mean, this is, and it's affordable, and it's going to be a wine that's not going to taste like the Chardonnays you're used to. And, and that's one of the things about Chardonnay, because they're all different. And this one's going to be different from the other ones for a whole different set of reasons. So it's kind of cool. I'm going to take another sip. Now, while it's made in the Burgundy style, it's made with California grapes. So it's not going to be the same thing, but it's going to have that edge to it. It's going to have that leanness to it. It's going to not have the roundness to it. It's not going to have that oakiness to it. It's not going to have there is vanilla, but it's not going to have the butter and that type of thing. It's going to have length. Getting the acidity right is what the French Burgundy people do. They want, you tell them the wine has great length and they're so happy, and this one has great length. So there you go. This is a wine that is a bargain. I mean, it's $17 bargain. I mean, it's $30 list. Most wineries don't want to compete with the stores, so they put a price higher than the stores are going to be. And that's what they did here. And $17 is on sale. And this is the time of year to get these sales. That's the good thing about it. So you got a kind of a handmade wine from an old master from one of the best vineyards in town, in the country, maybe the world, from a small section of it, made with precision. And it's like, they do have $60, $70 Chardonnays. They do make those wines. They make a lot of different wines. But this one is like, we're kind of stealing from them. This should be more expensive. It's also drink it now. They say drink it in the next 2 or 3 years. This needs to be drunk by 2025, but if you buy it, drink it. So that's it for me, Domain Dave. If you're looking for a wine to show off on the holidays, this is a good one for it. They'll be pretty glad you told them, and it's not going to cost you that much. So like us when you like your podcasts, and stay safe, stay warm. Happy holidays. I have a few more to come before that, and I'll be talking to you. Adios. Bye-bye.